I have 3 kids, so doing videos, like, it could happen at 6 in the morning or it could happen at 10:30 p.m. at night. It could probably happen at 4 in the morning if I wanted it to. It just happens when it happens. I'd like to be at a better schedule because I love making my videos, but I'm not. So, I didn't even do an intro. I just started complaining about my life. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. My name is Riley. You may know me as Honey Rags. You may not. Welcome if you do not know who I am. I love you. So obviously, if you cannot tell by the title, I'm going to read off what sold over the past week or so. I don't read off a list of everything that sold. I pick out a handful of my favorite things that sold, or like my noteworthy items that sold. So I do these videos for fun. I show you guys my hauls, so I think it's also informative for you guys to know what's selling. This is actually my second video that I've done today. My previous video, which I'm probably not going to make live until Monday, I had my hair up in a bun. This was like 10 minutes ago, and I went to review the footage, and because of the light in the background, it made my hair look like just one giant cauliflower. I'm keeping the video. I'm not taking the video. I'm not redoing it just because I looked like a cauliflower. So anyway, wow, I think I covered everything. That was the weirdest intro I've ever had. I sell on eBay, Etsy, and Poshmark. I'm mainly clothing oriented right now, even though I do resell anything and everything. Clothing sales have been going like through the roof, off the charts for me lately, which is amazing. So I'm also sourcing more clothing. I'm focusing more on the clothing. I go back and forth between Amazon palettes, clothing, and vintage based on what's selling, honestly, and what type of mood I'm in. So I'm going to start. I'm going to put a little thumbnail of the items that sold so you can see what they look like. The first thing sold on eBay. It was brand new without tags. Soft surroundings, lace up top. I sold it for $27.50. I think it was listed for maybe a week and a half. It sold at full asking price, so that's good. I'm a sucker for soft surroundings. There are some pieces that don't sell well. There's a lot of pieces that I've been sitting on or had the price drop to like $15 before they sold, but it is still worth picking up for me. These are smart. I'm reading them from my phone. I feel so weird when I take videos and I'm staring at my phone, but I don't know what else to do. Like if I should make a projector screen in front of me, I don't know. These women's smart wool pants. So these are just plain black pants. However, they were PhD, which I feel like is a branch of smart wool, like maybe better quality or something. I'm not sure. These bad boys I found at the bins. Did I find them at the bins? Maybe not. They were live for maybe 2 days before they sold at full asking price on eBay for $47.50. So I pick up smart wool all the time. I've even picked up smart wool socks from the bins. Socks from the bins. If that gives you any insight into how much I love the brand, it always sells quickly for me. I sold these brand new inbox Blowfish Malibu booty heels for $30. I had them at $41.95 because I offered free shipping, but I ran a 20% off sale on my eBay, and these sold for $30. I did find these at Goodwill. Now, I think Goodwill had them marked up to like $8 because they were new. And after shipping, I probably only made like $12, like after eBay fees and stuff. But I mean, 12 bucks. North Face, $5.50 down jacket. This is just a lightweight jacket from North Face. This sold at $39.50 within 2 days of listing. Perfect season. I knew I wasn't going to have a problem moving it. It sold on eBay. I think I paid like $12.99 for that at Goodwill. And I wasn't taking a risk. I knew I could make a profit on that, but I was a little salty that they marked it up to $12.99 because usually Goodwills in my area on average, their price points are pretty reasonable. I mean, $12.99 is reasonable. I still made a profit, so why am I complaining? I sat on this one for too long. I sat on this one for probably half a year, 6 months. A new tagged Adidas Notre Dame men's shirt. Is this Notre Dame? Yes, it is. This one sold for $20.64. I had it listed at like $25. I ran 20% off on it. I made a profit, but I sat on it too long. Was it really worth sitting on for $20? I'm not sure. I sold this Marmo men's. Is that how you say Marmo? I feel like the T is silent, but maybe it's Marmot. I'm going to say Marmo because I like that better. It rolls off the tongue. I sold this Marmot men's ski jacket. for $38.80. This one I also priced at $48 but ran a 20% off sale. I think I sat on this one for like 3 or 4 weeks. So I'm happy with it. I would definitely pick up a Marmo jacket again. Maybe not like their plain pieces. Duluth Trading Company. This was a mustard, as you can tell, a mustard color hoodie. This one sold for $23.96. So I originally had it priced at $29.95, and I actually had like, I don't know, 3 or 4 watchers on it. It had a lot of interest over on Poshmark. I probably could have sold it for $30. But I ran a 20% off sale, like I said. Now we are moving on to my Poshmark sales. Like I said, I sold other things, but I'm trying to include like noteworthy pieces. You guys know I sell like bread and butter brands, so there's not going to be anything that sold for like $600 on here. My income comes from like the $20, $25, $15 pieces that sell, you know, multiple times a day. And I like it that way. I feel like I'm really doing good things for the environment. I sold this really cool 1970s like Rasta colored tank top for $21 on Poshmark. I found this one at a local rescue mission for $1.99. I'm trying to recall to make sure I wasn't lying about finding that at a rescue mission. It was either at a rescue mission and they marked their tank tops at $1.99, or it was at the bins. Either way, I didn't pay more than $2 for it. I sold this baby blue soft surroundings pullover. Soft surroundings. That brand gets such a bad rap sometimes. People say it just doesn't sell. It sells for me. I should knock on wood. Anyway, this sold for $23. I sat on it for maybe a month, if that. I sold this Carlisle 100% silk blouse for $20. This was a new label Carlisle. I probably could have gotten more out of it. However, it was silk and it had a couple of like pulled threads like what you'd see in pantyhose, which would be really hard to repair. So $20 was a reasonable price. I sold these bogs for $35 on Poshmark. These were listed for like 2 days. Those sold right away. Perfect season. I really wanted to keep these for myself, but they were a little tight. I sold these Schuler & Son. So this is a brand that I hadn't heard of. I think it's an Anthropologie brand. Their comps are great. I sold these within a couple of weeks of listing at full asking price though? Anyway, they sold for $35. I sold these Ferragamo heels. Ferragamo gets a bad rap. Because you sit on them for a long time. I still take my chances with them. I don't mind sitting on them because I feel like I'm selling a luxury brand, even though they're obviously, $20. This is a noteworthy sale because I thought this was really cool. I found this vintage fur coat at the bins and it was fake fur. So fake fur wasn't invented until like, I don't want to say invented. Fake fur was not really mass produced until like late 50s, 60s. So that's how I dated this piece. It definitely wasn't newer than like late 1960s. I could just tell that by the stitching and the tag in the zipper. However, it was Yukon by something. It sold for $30. I listed it for $40. Had a lot of interest. I shouldn't say a lot of interest. It had 4 likes within a couple weeks, okay? However, somebody offered me $30 and I was not going to argue with them. I thought that was a good price because I got it at the bins. I sold this Ann Taylor, I think it's 100% wool coat. I sold this for $32. I sat on this bad boy for probably a year. I'm not proud to admit that. I'm happy to see it go, but there are certain things that I just do not want to price drop below a certain amount because I know, I'm like, I've already sat on them for this long. I know somebody's going to come around and pay this price for it because it is worth this much. And I sold it for $32. I know that's not everyone's business strategy, but okay, moving on to Etsy. These are my 2 favorite sales from Etsy last week. I sold these vintage Victorian Revival. So probably like 1970s because that's when the Victorian Revival was a real big thing. Turquoise embellished earrings. These are post-back earrings. I sold them for $32.50 over on Etsy. I got these ones from a huge lot of antique and vintage jewelry. That lot has paid for itself by now. I'm so proud of myself for that. Actually 3 things from Etsy. Okay. I sold this. vintage 1960s, 1970s planter. It's like an oriental style planter with a really awesome deep green or teal glaze with a dragon on it. I knew this bad boy would sell. I sold it for $35. And this is probably one of my favorite things that I flipped. I sold these really minimalistic vases. Just crazy style. I don't even know if they're vases. Maybe they were something else. But I used them and I listed them as vases. I sold these for $54 over on Etsy. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys right here. Maybe right here. Look how cool these are. So I know they're not like super vintage. They're not, you know, like anything special as far as like they weren't produced 100 years ago. But I marked them high because they're so one of a kind, and minimalistic home decor is really hot right now. And I think I sat on these for maybe a month and a half, so not too long. And then here's a picture of my dog because I take 12 pictures of her every day. Look at that dog. So those are my noteworthy sales of last week. I'm sorry I stared at my phone the whole time. I should have just done a podcast on this. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, go ahead and hit that red bell, that little subscribe button, because I do tons of reseller related content on this channel. I'm also going to leave a link down below in the description to my Instagram, honey.rags. Go check me out on Instagram if you'd like. I'm much more responsive on Instagram because it's more user-friendly. As always, thank you so much for watching. Happy thrifting, happy selling, and stay safe.